Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's live Q&A session with me and Mr. Chris Palmer, sponsored by Dirty Digital Market press releases, which you can get using the link below. Check out Randy's link using that link below. But we are back. Chris has been working all night trying to catch up after the Philippines.
Dude. Yes.
That is how long was the overall from America to the Philippines? Like 30 hours?
The flight, you mean?
Yeah.
I flew for 17 hours.
17?
17 hours. Yep.
Fuck.
Yeah, dude. 17 freaking hours.
Dude, is 17 from the UK to Thailand?
Not bad. Why? Do you think that's a long time? I was sleeping.
Well, I thought it would have took more time, dude. I thought it would have genuinely took.
Nah. 17 hours direct flight. I took Emirates business. Oh, man, so nice.
You lying there snoring like a fucking pig.
Well, not at first. I wanted to get the full experience and stay awake. But I did. I passed out. I don't know if I was snoring. Because I was like, man, I paid extra coin only for the way down. The way back, I took, they canceled like some flights or whatever, but I took like regular. Yeah. I was like, doesn't matter on the way home. Because I get back in the middle of the night.
I've got a rule. Anything over 3 hours, and I need to go in a proper
like a hotel and stuff?
Yeah, you can't fucking fuck around.
Oh, man. But it is nice, though.
But the Philippines itself, the event, how did that all go?
Well, I thought the event was excellent. Very, like, I thought we were doing good in Vegas. Like, I thought we were baller status there, but no. This made us look like, like a Wendy's. You know what I mean? they were Ruth Chris Steakhouse. We were Wendy's. But no, the production was really good. They had like people like promoting it, like, keeping the crowd live.
Yeah,
dude, the whole nine. It was awesome. The food, could have been a little better, but the people are sweet. You get treated like a rock star. Jonesy gets treated like a big rock star out there. Yeah. Wild, man. I had a great time.
And how many people turned up? Like, was it hundreds?
I would probably say there was about, inside the actual building or in the venue, I would say there was about 160 people in there, maybe 150.
Nice.
I think there was more because I saw different faces day one and day two.
Yeah.
There might have been a few more, maybe, like 175 tops. It wasn't like 400 or 500 though.
Because for the first event, I still think those are good numbers.
Heck yeah.
And I think the guys actually put a lot of time and effort into branding, PR, ads.
Oh yeah.
So it has been very, very well done. And it's
months out, right? They started like 2 months before us. Yeah.
Surab from SkillNuts. I saw the picture of you at the SkillNut demo zone, Chris.
Yeah, everybody that approached me, they were like, hey, did you hear this tool? Did you hear this tool? And everybody was already working with you. And I'm like, dude, like, I can't, you're already working with my guy. Like, I can't come after you. Everybody knew you, everybody,
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Listen, the guys at SkillNut, we can all fucking promote them. Do you know what I mean? There's loads of money to be made. So don't worry about me. If there's people throwing deals at you, trying to promote shit, fucking grab it. Because the more that they make, the more people like us, they would want 5 of us all talking about it across all our different audiences. So it's win-win for them. So,
SkillNuts specifically, I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to get anybody like making them crazy, but they have a feature, a functionality that I'm waiting for. So I talked to this dude. I think it's that guy right there. Can't pronounce his first.
Yeah.
The main man.
Yeah.
Once they come out with that feature, I'm all over it.
What's the feature? The internal linking?
No, cannibalization.
Oh, yeah. That that should be coming in a couple of weeks.
I've been using a script and it's like painful.
But doing some cool things. What I do like about the guys at SkillNut is they're willing to take on board what you say. Like, dude, could you do this? And they're like, oh, it's coming. Oh, that's coming. Because he came to Brighton SEO a few weeks ago as well. And we're like, dude, we would like to see this. He's like, it's coming. We'd like to see that. Oh, it's coming. So I like guys that can make these things happen. It makes your jobs a lot fucking easier. So
much. Yep. And deploy it fast too. Like, okay, here's the idea and get it done like ASAP, you know? That would be cool.
That is SkillNut.com for anyone who's like, what the hell are you talking about? I actually just done, Surab, I actually put a blog post up today. It's fucking 10,000 words long. Now, what I've done, Chris, is I used Koala to basically transcribe the video from YouTube into a blog post. And it kept calling it SkillNut. It called it everything bar SkillNut. Every other fucking name, and I had to go through and change it, and every fucking 10,000 words long. So what a bitch of a job. But
you like that Koala writer, huh?
I've always liked Koala. I mean, SkillNut's great, great, and it's got amazing control. The great thing I like about Koala for YouTube videos is you can basically give it your YouTube video, and it goes through and scrapes all the transcription, and it basically makes it into a blog post. So if I make a 10-minute video, I can feed the YouTube URL into Koala, and it spits out a blog post.
Oh, I see. Oh, a post from it, not just a summarization. It'll do a summarize and spit it.
It basically goes through the transcription that goes on YouTube and does that. So that is also a feature, Surab, you have to add, because I'm a lazy motherfucker.
Everybody push button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just getting that content from YouTube into a fucking blog format for me has always been a problem. But yeah.
Well, it's something that we've been playing around with, at least for the PBNs. Did you see with IFTTT, they added a new functionality? You can plug in the open AI to it. Right. So now you produce the video, like you make the little recipe. Okay, produce the video, take the transcription, give it to this tool, spit this out, and then post on the blog. Sick, dude.
Yeah. I need to have a look.
Yeah.
I need to have a look. Dude, I'm not going to lie. My IFTT, I ain't logged into in years. It just does its thing.
I see. You probably
I didn't even set it up. I paid a dude to set it up. And
exactly. That's what I was going to say.
I'm fucking touching nothing because I break shit. What? Flavia has a question. How much time do you keep a domain redirected to a money website? That's a good question, Chris, because people keep renewing domain year after year after year after year because it previously had value. Would you keep it still pointing there like 2 years later, or how long do you think it takes for the equity to move over?
I think within 6 months the equity moves over, but I don't see why you wouldn't keep it on until the registration is up.
Yeah,
you know, but you'll get all that pass,
and then
you'll get all that equity. 6 months.
6 months. I am like you, Flavia, though, or I'm assuming. I've kept them going for years just because I'm like, I ain't fucking pulling this away. This site's doing okay. I ain't fucking playing. I'll just pay the renewal fee. So, yeah.
I usually let them just rock out, though. Like, set it up, whatever it is, whatever the registration is, when I set it up and just forget about it.
Yeah.
What, you keep paying them?
But I'm a fucking domain holder. It's not that I keep paying them because I forget. So a lot of my stuff's set up in auto renew. So sometimes when you get you look at your bank and you're like, fuck, who's took this $600 off? And then you check and you're like, fuck, there's like one out of the 25 domains that have just auto renewed that you actually use. You're just like, fuck. And then you forget about it until the next year and the same fucking thing happens. So it's something I actually need to go through and clean up. That is something I need to sort out, man.
So Dan, you got that bill rolling in. Do you build links to them after the 301? Then you keep going? Oh, that makes sense then. Yeah, little buffer layer.
Yeah.
Little snack.
Who knows if it makes any difference, Chris? That's the fucking thing. Who knows?
50-50. Sometimes it feels like it does. You're getting that boost, and then other times you'll do a 301 and then build links and nothing. It's like hit or miss, you know?
I've said to people for many years, when I do things, I probably do 8 things, and probably 4 of them don't make a blind bit of difference. But see, as long as the whole process works for me, I don't give a fuck. You know, as long as I get the end result. So
that's all that matters.
Yeah. Flavia, what is the fast way to index product pages on a large e-com site?
Product pages. So, I hate those pages. Well, I would just stick with the main SKU and keep that indexed. Usually the other stuff I'll follow, but no index. Like if there's different variations in the SKUs. But usually I'm focused on the collection pages. And what we'll utilize is the indexing API for those particular, like the top level pages. So we'll do the collections, we'll do the main product page. But if there's different variations or different SKUs, I'm usually no indexing following those. I hope that makes sense to you. But the indexing API.
There you go, Flavia. Fahad, what should I do? My competitors are using keywords in GMB name. When I change my GMB name, it's changed back. When I remove the keyword from GMB name, it has a ranking loss. What should I do, Chris? I've made all of the citations for the UAE market. What are the other best practices to rank GMB? So we know that using keywords in the GMB name can be problematic for ads. But Chris, how can he resolve this?
So I don't like putting keywords in the name. I like putting locations in the name. So if you've added something into the name of the business that isn't the actual business name and Google took it away, then okay, that's what I would run with. Now, as far as locations or primary keywords, why aren't you just putting them inside of the service and the product section? And then whatever the service or the products, which is your services, why aren't you just mirroring that to the website? You know, like put your products and services on the website, make pages in the locations that you want to service, have the same services and the same products on the GBP, and then you'll link. And on those particular product service pages inside your GBP, make sure you're typing your locations and then point it to the relevant page. And that's how I would get around that. Now I can target product, keyword, and location. Where's the problem? And it's not against the guidelines. That's what I would do. Hopefully it helps.
Yes.
Yes.
I agree. Hello, honey. TJ, Chris, do you write your scripts in Python? And do you have VAs use the scripts that you've got?
Depending on what the scripts are. So like if I'm trying to figure out something for myself, yeah, I'll write it myself. But generally, I have a gentleman that I've been working with. His name's Con, actually. And usually if I come up with an idea, I could give it to him. He can not only make the script for me, but he could also put like Django around it. So it could be a web app. So then I can hand it to VAs. VAs don't usually use scripts, but they will use a web application. So I have a server that's set up for a bunch of the different scripts that are on Django. And that's usually what I do. Yep.
Hopefully that answers your question, TJ. Paul,
Hey,
the SEO show. What a legend. Great to see you here, Paul, as always.
Oh, yeah.
If you haven't, got to give a wee shout out to Paul and his production on the SEO show and also the legend job that he done at our event a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
Top bloke. Tuan is here. Good to see you, Tuan. Make sure you do subscribe if you're just here for the first time. Davey Hennessy, not Dave Hennessy anymore. He's gone through a rebrand. Is that a rebrand, Davey? Because Dave's always come on here, but I'm pretty sure it was Dave or David. But yeah.
Davey Hennessy. Is that related to what's that other guy's name? Hennessy. Why does that name ring a bell for me?
Oh, he's been in these sessions for ages, but he's got a new picture and he's changed his name to Davey.
Okay. I think I have a competitor or something, Hennessy.
Oh, really?
Yes. Is this guy in the law space?
Are you in the law space, Davey? We'll find out.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe.
Sure. What was it you said to the last competitor? You're either working with me or against me.
1,000%. I reached back out to that last guy, the Mastermind guy. I just reached out to him again. He's just ignoring me now.
Dude, that's it. I've had this with this Campbell.com for fucking about 10 years, dude. And I need it. I don't want it. I need it. And the motherfucker just ignores me now. So,
man, I had the same thing with Chris Palmer. I know. There's no other variations available, like an org or a net?
I've got the .co.uk, but I want the .com.
I'm sorry. I want the .com. I want the .com for my name too. I have the org, but I want the .com. He's not budget. What would you pay for it?
I'm not saying on here, Chris, because it fucking get back to the guy. My prices just went up.
Would you pay 20 for it?
I paid 20 for a domain before. So,
sheesh. Wow. I would too for my own name. Anything really. You buy the guy like a mobile home. Here, let me get you a mobile home.
Dude, I'd rather pay 2 or 3, but
yeah, of course. But you have clout, so they're gonna want to like jack the price up, you know?
Yeah. Anyway, Honey says, suppose Apple A model and Apple B model is ranking for the keyword 5G mobile. Does it keyword cannibalization? So you potentially can run into keyword cannibalization with that.
Well, but you could be more specific with the models, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some cannibalization because it's Apple plus A, whatever the number is. Yeah. I'm sure you'll run into some.
But sometimes Google is clever enough to realize that maybe the Apple iPhone 15 is different from the Apple iPhone 13 or 14. So it depends on the niche you're in, but potentially, yes, you can.
Yeah. I like just using that example, I might take both of those keywords, take a look at the SERPs, who's winning and what kind of titles, like what kind of pages are winning. Is it top 10 lists? Is it listicles? Could you maybe include them together to create one page? You know, something like that.
Well, that's the thing. Could you get a page ranking for Apple 13, 14, and 15? It depends on the SERP and the location, and there's too many variables, and it might differ from the US to Germany or whatever. So,
I don't know about Apple, but maybe like Nokia 2630.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Apple would be tough.
Yeah. I don't envy you if that really is your keyword. But good luck with it.
Definitely.
Tuan, I see that brands run strong Google AdWords are often prioritized by Google. Is this really true? In addition, using text link forms for SEO is quite powerful. Is it really harmful to the site? So, Tuan, I've got a theory on this. Do you get prioritized just because you do AdWords? I don't think so. I don't think that, that's why. Obviously, the click-through rate, engagement, and everything else is going to give you a bump up as a result of running those ads. So is it because you simply do Google Ads, or is it because of the engagement and activity on the website? I would say it is that rather than the fact that you do Google Ads. This myth has been around for as long as I've been in SEO. It really has been going around for a long time. I have never seen anything that would suggest that is the case. I've got certain websites that don't do Google Ads. I've got, I would always encourage anyone to get traffic from as many different sources as they can, including paid ads. However, anything that I've tried that theory on, I've not really seen anything to suggest that you get some benefit just by doing Google Ads. So that would be my opinion.
But it does feel that way. But I think it's also that's the ads. If they're spending money on ads, they've probably allocated time and money towards their on-page and their internal linking, their content. So I think it's like, it's the ads, plus they're probably already doing good work. And that's why they'll see such a nice lift when they turn on the ads with the traffic, CTR, retention rate, these types of things. I think it's a combo, not just the ads. Yeah.
And using text link forms for SEO is quite powerful. Is that really harmful to the website? What the hell is a text link form?
Yeah, text link form. I'm not sure what. I'm going to look it up. Text link form. Maybe he's calling it something different. Clickable link in your Google form. Is that what we're talking about here?
Let us know if that's what you're talking about, Tuan. But I'm not familiar with that terminology or strategy. I've got Ninja forms, if that helps, on my website. But
I noticed those forms ranking now all of a sudden, like Google Forms. But
yeah,
other than that, I don't
know. Flavia, if you get a link from a site that you have a link from your link graph, your site, enter in links graph. Right, wait a minute. If you get a link from a site that has a link from your link graph, your site enters the link graph. Does that make sense to you?
Of course. Well, yeah, you're looking at the leading competition's link graph, like with Majestic, maybe even SEMrush, and you're trying to acquire the same links that they have or the same category of links that they have in order to enter the link graph. So yes, you have a minor entry point by getting one link, but the objective is to get as many of those category-specific links as possible in order to be in the link graph. I hope that makes sense. You don't have to get the same ones as the competition, but you have to get the same category type, like whether it's arts and home, whether it's, tech and computers, regional Europe. You want to get the same type to be in the link graph. Hope that makes sense to you.
Cool. TJ says, I was thinking the Django to make them web apps as well. Thank you. Sometimes you just need clarification.
Yeah.
Khalid, good to see you. Jason Hennessy. Yeah, I know Jason very well, actually.
Do you?
Yeah. Great guy. I know he's your competitor, but yeah.
In
Jason,
one term. Two.
Yeah. But real nice guy. In the law space. No relation, though, to TV. Honey, suppose you get the black hat technique to rank any keyword in Google. What will you prioritize in your list? So black hat wise, you can rank for anything. What would be the priority, Chris?
I would want to go back after the hosting or crypto casinos or crypto casinos. One of those two. If I could just anything I wanted, just poof. I like the hosting because it has legs.
Hosting is not one that I would have expected though. Like, have you made a lot of money in that in the past? Or
I have, yeah. On HostGator offers primarily. When those Google sites were like going right up, I was getting like every variation there was with those Google sites. I was getting a lot of conversions. Dude, it was $20 a sign up, $20, $20.
Yeah.
Once you get more than 10, it's $20 a piece. Dude, it was bananas.
So, hosting, I mean, I think crypto, Forex, all of them, you can command the big bucks.
Yeah. They're giving you 30% of the upload, though. Like, say you get a new custy and they upload 100, they'll usually give, if they upload 100, they'll give you 30%. 30% of whatever the upload. And then if it's a new site, that's a hard conversion, man. That's hard in the United States. Yeah. Plus, there's mad rules. I like hosting because there's legs. You know what I mean? Like I get a longer run out of it.
So maybe that's the right answer, though. Is Chris is suggesting? Sometimes people will just think, what's the biggest, most lucrative niche? Casino, this, that, the next thing, CBD. There's lots of them. Maybe going after something that's got legs for the next God knows how long, because everyone's going to need websites and emails. So hosting could be the right answer. Yeah,
it's like, do I want to make a bunch of money this week, or would I rather make a bunch more money over time? I'd rather it over time, Previously, though, in a past life, I would want it right now. How much can I make right now?
Haji, what's your take on the cocked war between Google and SEOs via this HCU?
HCU content update, human content update, I assume.
Helpful content update.
Helpful.
What's your take on this war between Google and SEO?
A war?
If that's what we're calling it.
Regardless of the update or regardless of anything, you're always at war with Google. To me, nothing has changed. It's us against them, and we're trying to get as much free traffic as possible. So as long as the traffic value outweighs how much money I have to put into a campaign to rank, we're winning.
But obviously the helpful content update or whatever terminology has been thrown around there, a lot of websites have been hit. Every single time I look at one of these websites, I can literally tell why they deserve to be hit. They really are pieces of low quality garbage in a lot of cases. Not suggesting yours is. However, you have to do the basics properly from an SEO perspective. Tick all the right boxes. You will not then be smashed by these updates. Now, whether this gets put down to being a helpful content update or whether it's SEOs doing a lack of the basic things that we know we're required to do, such as EAT, basic fundamentals, adding quality content. No one's saying you can't do AI content. It's just got to be useful to the user. So, yeah, you can blame it on Google and their helpful content update. The reality is it's substandard work that is being pushed around in a lot of cases, and that is why these websites are being smashed so hard.
Right.
Anyway, Wilson Lanes recently bought an affiliate site, ranking high for 3 or 4 months. The website got hacked 2 weeks ago. They disabled all pages, and I only noticed it about 24 to 48 hours later. How do I recover if I lost rank? Bear in mind, the site was getting about 800 to 1,000 USA traffic per day. Now suddenly 100 to 200 Japanese traffic. He's backed up an old website from 2 months ago, so he's got full access again. So have you ever seen anything like that, Chris?
Bunch of Japanese traffic. Well, no, but do you have pages that are not Japanese specifically? No, but I've gotten spikes of traffic from different places. I wouldn't always say that that's an issue. Would you, Craig? Is that an issue? Is there a problem there?
I mean, if you've been hacked and you were doing well, and all of a sudden you're now getting Japanese traffic and your USA traffic is gone, potentially there is a problem there. Now, you can back up the website. Is the problem on the website? Is it in the server? Do they have access there? What's going on? I think, you need to make sure that website's clean first and foremost. You should be able to recover it, no problem at all. However, this, you said, got hacked 2 weeks ago. If they've done enough damage and you've restored it, and I think there's probably potentially still something there. But if you were on it very, very quickly, you shouldn't have lost that much, and you can't just all of a sudden lose that volume of traffic and start getting Japanese traffic without something, stuck in there. So I would definitely dig deeper. There is things like security.net. Now you can basically pay for them and they will clean the website up for you. They've got a plugin that runs a scan, goes really deep, and they can clean all the malware for you. But I think you need to, it's very hard to answer that, but it does seem that there is a problem still there. And you can recover.
You definitely can recover, but that specific issue of the Japanese traffic popping up, what do you think about that? The drop of traffic, that sucks. But what about the Japanese? Would that cause alarm to you?
Yeah.
Without the drop, though, what if I just started getting an influx of Japanese traffic?
No. I wouldn't be worried if it was just an influx. If my traffic had dropped and all of a sudden I started ranking in Japan, I would start to panic going, right, fucking something's not right here, So that's what I'm presuming has happened with this person. If it's just a little spike in Japanese traffic, who cares? The more traffic, the better. I get traffic from India, China, you know, all of these different places. Does that concern me? Absolutely not. You know, the more Google likes my website, I'm sure they'll show it to more people, and that's what I'm always hoping for. So a little spike in Japanese traffic, I wouldn't be alarmed about. But if all my other traffic went, and I've now got 100 to 200 Japanese traffic, yeah. I would have a concern.
So what would you do? You would probably have to hire someone to clean out. I assume they're using cPanel of some sort, clean out all the old stuff, and then relaunch the pages as they're new with the same URLs. You want to clean everything and then relaunch. Is that? I assume that's what they're going to do, right? Is that what you would do?
Yeah. You've got. Listen, I've had websites hacked in the past. And I tell you what, I've cleaned it to the best of my knowledge and ability. I've had security clean it, and this fucking muck's still in there somehow. So I would rather sometimes just a clean, fresh, strip the whole thing right back, just for peace of mind as well. Because if it doesn't start moving, I'm always like, is there something? Is there something? So just for my own crazy brains, it's sometimes better to do a fresh install. So
for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Haji, do you recommend forum and community links for niche sites? Some SEOs just sign up in communities like Dell, Microsoft, Android, just to make links. Want to hear you both of your tactics. I can tell you just now, Haji, I do not go to these places and place links at all. Now, back in the day, when I used to go on forums a lot, you couldn't get a link until you had posted X amount of times on a lot of the forums that I was on anyway, you know, the SEO forums. But I wouldn't be in there just to create links. Definitely not. I don't think that that's a good long-term powerful strategy. And I mean, I'm sure it will drive some traffic and all that, but that's kind of low-quality crap, if you ask me. But Chris may have a different opinion.
Well, hey, if there's an authoritative link that's within your category or within your link graph that's hyper specific to your niche, then yeah, I would get that link. It's a free link. Why not? But am I going to go out of my way to go out there and build forum links? No, absolutely not. How are you going to make that as a deliverable? Now, if it's niche specific, it'd make a nice deliverable. But no, I wouldn't do that.
You just think it's low quality trash?
Well, I think it makes for a horrible deliverable to a client. And I don't think if it's not niche specific, it's going to do anything for you other than boost maybe DR or TF or something. But it's not worth it. Not in 2023. No.
Definitely not.
No.
Tuan is asking, how can new SEO websites compete with established websites if optimized?
By targeting lower volume, traffic volume keywords, because it's not going to be worth it to an established website. They're going to be going after medium and higher volume type keywords that are going to be higher converting. So if you can answer a lot of the questions or smaller volume type keywords, you can get some traction. So that's where I would start.
100%. You've all got to start somewhere. I certainly would get out of the mindset of I am up against all these established websites, though. That isn't a good, healthy mindset to have. Everyone has come into any industry at all different times. Doesn't necessarily mean because they've been there for a long time, doesn't mean they're actually well optimized or keep up to date with the current trends and everything that you should be doing. So certainly, like Chris says, go after stuff that's easier to achieve initially and build things up. No one can just waltz in to the top of any niche very, very quickly. Unfortunately, you've got to climb that ladder, and that ladder is doing what Chris said. Grab what you can that is achievable and then build up to it.
That's it.
Flavia, Cora or Pop can help rank up e-com products and category pages. You can use those tools. I'm a big fan. By having them doesn't mean that you're going to do it. It's what you do with the information those tools provide you with, though. Do you need both? Is one better than the other? It's all up to you in terms of the data. It's the information that these tools give you, and allowing you to take action. So, yeah, I think they're very, very good tools, and data-led decisions are always the best ones. We don't want to just be peeing in the wind. We want these tools to do the donkey work for us and tell us what the hell we have to do. And those tools give you guidance on that. So, yes.
For sure. Yeah, and I don't know if I'd start. I love Cora, but I think that's more if I need precise and really hard spaces. I think to get the site on track, depending on what your niche is, Pop could really get you a really nice advantage. If it's something really tough, then invest in Cora. You know, yeah. I don't know if I'd go for the big gun right off the bat. You know,
as Ted Kabaitis, the owner of Cora, says, what is it? He says minimum viable effort.
Right.
You might not need Cora to win in the niche that you're in. Cora's the daddy of data, if you want to call it that, the Rain Man of data. You know, it's a great tool, but is that needed for some shitty little local landing page? Probably not. So pick wisely, my friend. Haji, how was your AI website with this update? I won't lie, Haji, it did have a little flutter, if you want to call it that, but it's still hanging on there and climbing up again. So let me just check, actually. Google Search Console. I think it did dip by, I don't know, 1,000 or so, something along those lines. But let me just double check. When I say 1,000, I'm telling lies. It has dipped 21,000 down to 14,000 impressions a day. So it has had a little dip, but it's still hanging on in there and is climbing back up in terms of impressions and clicks again. So it did start dipping on the Saturday, the 16th of September, and it only started climbing up on Sunday, the 24th. So yeah, it's had a little shake, but you've got to give these things time, and hopefully it resolves itself, and we can carry on doing what we're doing. But yeah, nothing more than I would have probably expected, to be honest. Chris, PBNs, are they safe? Are they effective?
Well, so I think there's a difference between a public and a private PBN. So if you're creating a private PBN for yourself, for your client, or for your own properties, super safe. It's just a website. You can put any title on it that you want, PBN or just my other websites. As far as a public network, I'd be very cautious with the public networks. I would just have a lot of considerations, like what are some of the outbound links? What are they, what level is it at? There's a lot of considerations with a public network, so just be careful with public and private. They're just websites. Hopefully that helps. Are they safe? Yeah, of course they are.
I love a PBN. I won't lie. Always been my thing.
For sure.
Wilson Lane says no Japanese content, etc. was posted, but have a look into it anyway, bud. But very hard to say without seeing the ins and outs. Do get it checked by someone who maybe can pass on some advice to you. Flavia, they make some pages with your search module and send traffic to the pages for Wilson. Kurong, how to research Google penalties, detect and deal with unnatural inbound links. Chris, what do you do to... Right, so first thing, do you do disavows? And Or are you of the belief that crappy links will get ignored?
So previously I was definitely under the belief that crappy links are ignored. But when you move on to, say, your second penalty, I think it's almost mandatory that you have to utilize the disavow tool, right? I think you have, in order to get, not only will it take me longer to get reconsideration, but I also need to be able to show more things that I have deployed in order to clean up my site's performance. So I like disavow tools on the second one if you can't get it passed on the first one, like the second reconsideration. And yeah, I think it's a lot better to try to clean up the links yourself as opposed to doing the disavow, or at least removing the page, you know. But something I noticed with these inbound link penalties, say it's on a page and we're going after a link building. What I noticed with penalties is they'll algorithmically, you'd think, hey, it's on this page, I'll just create another page. They algorithmically block variations of that page that you were getting that penalty on. So clean it up if you can, disavow at last cause, and yes, I believe in them.
I would also recommend two things. Be careful what you use to detect unnatural links or toxic links. Tools like SEMrush will mark a link as toxic because it uses a keyword in the anchor text. It will also, depending on where that link is placed on the website, mark it as toxic. If it's in a sidebar or on a footer, your toxicity score goes up. Is that fair? Is that right? I don't think so. But Link Research Tools, LRT, by Christoph Semper, is the tool where the toxicity level or how they check the toxicity of links is the tool of choice. It costs a few quid. However, that is the tool if you want to detect links if you do have a problem. So I just wanted to give that a little shout out and explain that when someone says something's toxic, try and understand why they would say that. So because it doesn't necessarily mean it's always toxic. So be careful what you disavow is all I would really say. Ursol, what's the most you guys spent on a tier 2 link? Maybe one for Craig, as I know Chris is proudly frugal. I have less, or I bet Craig has other less diplomatic ways of saying that. So Chris is knowingly a tight bastard, is the
fair enough.
And when you said to that guy the other week, what was it? Guest post if you do them for less than $10.
Yeah, 500 referrings. Yeah.
So Chris has publicly made himself known as that guy. But what would I pay for a tier 2 link? What is a tier 2 link? That would tend to be edits and things like that. Would I pay $100 or $50 for a tier 2? Absolutely no. I know what the cost of edits are. Now, I don't want to shoot anyone in the foot because people sell edits and all that kind of stuff, but it's less than $50. Let's just say that, to be fair to other people out there. I know the actual cost, and Chris knows the actual cost. Would I be paying much more than what my cost price is? Absolutely fucking not, because they're 10 a penny. I can get them anywhere. There's lots and lots and lots of providers. So tier 2 links, just be careful what you're paying. But both Chris and I sell these as a business. So we do know what the actual root cost is. So I don't want to, as I say, throw that out there and fuck your current link vendor up or anything. So I'm going to be quiet now. Got to think about other people
I know. Yes, I got yelled at the other day. Like, quit giving people wholesale quotes. Okay, sorry.
One bit of advice also, Chris is very cheap. I have specifically said to Chris in the past, and I wasn't the guy that yelled at him 2 days ago or whenever it was, but I have said to him, dude, you're too cheap. You could charge double, treble, and be within the, what other people are charging. So maybe a little tip in there for you or so. But Ahmed Hussein, I want to know about local SEO. We could talk for hours and hours and hours and hours about that. Tell us what you want to know about it. We don't have the time to just talk about what it is. Unfortunately, you've got to be very, very specific with your questions in order for us to give you a quick, fast, sharp answer. Local SEO, though, there's lots of guides, lots of stuff in Chris Palmer's YouTube. I've even got a bunch of stuff on local SEO on YouTube. So there is a whole heap of information out there. So, yeah. Flavia, with the last Google updates, I see a lot of increasing rankings to sites that I blast with GSA in the past. Do you see the same? So you seen websites that you've given a little GSA blast to rising, Chris?
Well, not directly to the sites. We definitely see nice increases, 30 to 45 days after hitting the tier ones. So like the citations, the PR, some of the guest posts, depending on whose they are. I see a nice lift, but I think it's a combination of everything, not just the GSA. So
yeah, I don't think GSA blasts are really going to give that upwards.
Not just by itself, no way.
Yeah. Guys, are you making money off your masterminds? More profitable than courses? So, Chris, I'm going to twist this slightly. You've sold courses. You've got a mastermind. What is more profitable?
I mean, courses, I like actually performing the service. It's way more scalable. There's way more money involved. The problem with courses, it's a one-time hit. And plus, I don't like charging the high amount because you can get, I don't like doing it. Masterminds, it's just a few thousand. But you get a community. You get to talk to these people. You're helping them in their business. It's not about the money. Those two things for me were not money makers. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not. It's just not. I make way more money doing consultations and monthly and white label service.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I could literally just doing white label service, like just that would be enough to live on. I like the mastermind because you get to talk, it's a lonely job, man.
It would be lies to say that you don't make money from your mastermind though, right? You make money.
Oh, I definitely make money. Yeah.
So,
yeah. I think I make $4,000 per month from the mastermind. And then I give all the trainings and everything away with the mastermind. So the courses, I don't really make anything off that.
So, Chris, last question on this, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I remember one of the first times you sold a course, and I think you told me you made 40 grand.
Yep.
Yep. A mastermind, if you're doing 4K a month over the course of a year, is 48 grand. So
potentially the courses could be more profitable, but it's just, it's not the aisle that I want to go down. I want to include that with the mastermind,
So both work, Davey, if you ask me. Like Chris says, we've actually got a lot of overlap. There's many of the people in my mastermind that are in Chris's and vice versa. There's a lot of overlap. However, the community, the guys in general, being able to bounce ideas off, these people are doing weird and wonderful things. So it's the little community and a good laugh and good people. And, you know, some of these guys turn up to the events and we have beers with and all this kind of stuff. So it's much more than just the cash, if you ask me.
Money.
I've met some guys that I would consider, you know, good friends and stuff. So yeah, and hopefully we can help drag them up faster as well, leveraging, you know, experiences and stuff that I've had. So yeah, it's more about that than the money. The frustrating thing, Davey, for me with courses is I can create a course. Let's say it takes me a month, whatever, to compile a big course, and some chump decides to steal it, rip it off and sell it for $5 on my behalf. I would rather give the content away for free to people who are paying me monthly on a Mastermind, or build up my brand with the, you know, YouTube and drip feeding those videos out there. So that's worth more to me than the quick instant hit you get, like that 40 grand on a Black Friday or whatever. Of course, that's achievable. But yeah, you need to think long term. But Chris Boland, does Google hate orphan pages? If so, any advice about effectively linking lost pages together in a big site? Just internal links in the body text, top main menu or site-wide footer? Any ideas?
Well, I'd be careful with the site-wide. I'd be careful with the site-wides. That's only for top-level pages. As far as the orphan pages, Google doesn't care if you have orphan or whatever you want to call it pages, as long as you're providing value to the end user or consumer. So if you're creating orphan pages where they're not linked in main menus, but you're creating supporting, and then you're linking up to primary service pages instead of down and back and forth, I don't see anything wrong with that as long as it's not fluff content. That's the strategy that I like, you know? So that's all I have to say. Hopefully that answers it.
Flavia, that is the tool there for the toxic link tool. Tuan wants to ask how to make an entity. Is simply registering profiles still really good? And what is the best way to make entity, especially how to synchronously handle NAP for websites? So I think your understanding of an entity is slightly off, I think. What is an entity, first and foremost? It's a thing, Crunchbase is an entity, for example. You potentially can just make an entity, but you can't just simply register profiles and call yourself an entity. That's not good enough. So how would you create an entity? It's not up to you to create the entity. You want to be listed on these entities that are out there. Now, how to handle NAP for the website? I'm not sure all of this is fully relevant, but name, address, and phone number for a website, unstructured citations on a whole bunch of PR blasts or whatever are things you can do. You can build citations using SEO Builder, Bright Local, using someone's services, and so on. That can help you handle NAP. But this entity thing, do you understand this better than me, or am I misreading this, or do you quite understand?
As far as, well, the first question was, what is it, right? Person, place, or a thing. So he wants to know how to make an entity. Is simply registering profiles still really good? And what is the best way to make an entity, especially how to, whatever that is, handle NAP for a website? You're trying to create an entity. For me, the main entity is the top level keyword on the website. This is also, like, let's say you're a lawyer. Your top level, your entity is not only your brand, but it's also personal injury, truck accident, car accident, right? On your GBP, you're listing out your products that will have truck, car, workers' comp. On your website, your top level pages, workers' comp, car, DUI. Those are your entities, and your brand is your entity. I don't know what you're talking about with the outside websites or Web 2s or whatnot. I wouldn't utilize that. I'd create it within the GBP and create it within the website. And everything is focused around that top level page or the main entity. Hopefully that answers it and doesn't give you just more questions. Usually that's what answers do. More questions.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. I should have just said, no, I don't know, man. I want to help though.
For local GMB, will Google rank your primary service only? Is there a limit to the amount of secondary services that will rank?
Well, this is wildly dependent upon competition. So like, how many other competitors are there? If I'm in LA, I'm not going to go and stuff in 5 or 6. I'm not going to go stuff in 4 categories. I'm going to be hyper specific in whatever it is, chiropractor or lawyer. Now, if I'm in some Virginia town, like, yeah, you could and you know, the competition's weak. It's an easier niche like tree service or even locksmith, that kind of stuff where there's not a lot of money floating around. Well, yeah, you could put in multiple categories, multiple services, and probably still rank. But would I go try that for DUI lawyer in LA? Nah, I would be hyper focused on just one. Hopefully that helps you.
Hopefully. And no, I don't have an affiliate for LRT or Sol, but it's not always about affiliate. Giving the best advice is important.
Or the person that's concerned with that, I believe, what's the gentleman's name? Very nice guy. He works with Fat Rank. I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
Dooley?
Not Dooley, the other gentleman.
Kazra.
Doesn't Kazra do a really good cleanup disavow type of deal?
They do have a service. I couldn't tell you the name of it off the top of my head, but if you go to fatrank.com, I'm sure you'll find it. But yeah, they do a disavow service.
If you don't want to be bothered, I would just message them, or you can buy this tool. I
used to use the guy that's involved with the disavow service that the guys have is actually the guy that I used to outsource all my disavows to. Fuck that. I just couldn't be bothered doing that. So he is also involved there. So check it out. But we do have 3 minutes left. Please do give us a like in the video. Make sure you subscribe if you don't already. And if you've got any last minute questions, please do ask them. However, we do have a good question, Chris.
What's that?
We'll go back to the Philippines next year.
Oh my gosh, definitely. I'm like, as soon as I came back, that was like that's what Kelly was asking. I'm like, dude, if little Chris wasn't here, I probably would have stayed.
Really?
It was that sweet. Yes.
Was it sunny? Was it warm?
Very warm, but nice. Not like Dubai. Dubai was like hot and humid. There it was warm, but it wasn't like that super humid, like hot where you're like going to die. You know? It was nice. The people are super happy. Everything's very inexpensive. You could eat like a king. Dude, I loved it. Yes, I'll go back.
We were there at the weekend, just so you know, all kidding aside. Manila.
Yep.
So I didn't actually make it, baby, but I was supposed to be there. I did present there remotely. But Chris did go. When did you leave? Thursday? Wednesday?
I actually left there on the 25th. Yep, 25th early in the morning. They canceled my flight when I got to Dubai. Like the next one going to like New York. And I was like, I'll just stay. Yeah. So I got back yesterday. And then right to work. Like up all night. Like, it's crazy.
Do you not suffer jet lag or any of that shit?
Well, on the plane, that whole plane ride, I slept like a baby. I just slept and slept. So yeah, when I came back last night, I got in at like 11. I laid down. I woke up at 2 and I came right into work.
Fuck's sake.
Yep. So that way tonight I'll pass right out is the goal. Yeah. Yep.
It doesn't always work like that for me though, because I've tried that and my brain wakes up like at the
exactly.
But yeah, fucking that's maybe just a me thing.
I think my body's on that schedule though, because I'm more of a night person. You know, I only wake up early in the day because business owners are up early in the day. You know what I mean? So But man, I loved it there. You were never there before?
No. I've been to Thailand, never the Philippines.
Thailand's cool. Got to meet Diggity. Gave him a hug. I squeezed him hard. He nudged me. Stop him, sucker. Yeah, that was fun.
Was Kyle Roof there?
Mm-mm.
No.
No, that was another person I was really eager to, drink with and eat with. But
what about Charles Float? Was he there?
Charles? Nope. No, I didn't see Charles. I don't think Charles was on the roster though.
I'm pretty sure. I thought he was, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, I think when we do a run this year, I'm thinking like Charles, Kyle, hopefully Diggity. That'll be a good one.
I could have had Kyle for Vegas this year, but he literally had an event. He had the event in Estonia 2 or 3 days before. So he's like, dude, I can't. I've got to sort this shit out. I'm like, fuck. But
hey, yeah. This link research tool that you put in here, is there a specific standalone tool that's really good for deciphering the low quality links? Like which tool set are you using?
Azra. He's the best man on this tool. So obviously there's, but I can't remember if it's a link. It's not link detox boost.
Oh, LRT risk.
Yeah. It's probably one of those. But
okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Kazra's the man for that, because as I say, I used to always give it out to a guy called Rick Lomas. He used to do it. He was an expert on that tool. I just can't be arsed learning another tool. I've got enough tools to play with. So
and it's not cheap.
No.
Not at all. What do you think about the Power Suite? I noticed that I saw Ted utilizing that. You ever play with Power Suite?
Dude, I bought it many years ago, and I keep getting asked this question because it comes up for sale every other 6 months. There's always a great deal on it.
Right.
I didn't like it when I used it years ago, but they may have massively, massively changed over the years. So I think it's worth a try. People are using it. They're still hanging on in. They have been around. They're probably one of the oldest tools that have been around in this industry. Because I can remember them from way back in the day. So
yeah, I've seen the name a lot. Yeah, I was just curious.
It's to test the time, Chris. That's all I can say.
But you're not using it. But you don't use it.
No. But
Okay.
then I don't use a lot of tools. Cognitive, I'm not saying it's a bad one. There's just that many out there that I've got my own preferred choices. So because I don't use it doesn't mean it's not a good tool.
That's true.
So
fair enough. Yeah, I was curious about that Power Suite. I saw Ted using it. And I was like, wait, why is he using this? No other questions, huh?
Nah.
That means I got to go back to work.
Yeah. But guys, before we go, make sure you do subscribe to this channel. Do check out this guy's channel, Chris Palmer SEO. Just search for him, you'll find him. And do check out 38 Digital Market. The link is below if you're interested in press release services. And thank you for all the questions. It is much appreciated. And we'll catch you at the same time next week, everyone.
Yep. See ya.
Cheers.
Cheers.